For today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways you can use seaweed in your garden. Before we use our seaweed for garden mulch, we want to ensure that it is thoroughly rinsed. For garden mulch, one method, you want to make sure it is thoroughly rinsed. Learn from my previous mistakes. One season when I was a very new gardener and I knew seaweed was amazing for the garden, I went and harvested a whole pile of seaweed and I used it as mulch in my vegetable garden, and I actually sent a whole pile of plants into plant heaven. They did not survive the seaweed mulch situation because I didn't rinse it, and a lot of plants can be very sensitive to the salt in seaweed, so rinsing it is by far the most important thing you want to do if you are going to use seaweed in your garden for mulch. If you're not using it for mulch, you don't necessarily need to rinse it, but if you are using it as mulch, highly recommend it is rinsed thoroughly so that you don't send your plants into the graveyard. Now that our seaweed is thoroughly rinsed, we are going to give one of our plants just a light covering with our seaweed mulch. I didn't bother to let the seaweed dry. You probably could, but in real life, I don't think it matters. I think the most important thing is just that you're rinsing it, because if you're not rinsing it, let me tell you, you may end up with problems. I've heard some people have good luck and they don't send plants to the graveyard, but I was never one of those people, so I highly recommend rinsing. So, take some seaweed here. Nice, good layer of seaweed. And we are going to apply it to the base of my blueberry bush. I don't know how well you can see that. So here is my blueberry bush with a good layer of seaweed mulch. I didn't put it all the way around the bush, but in reality, you don't really need to because there's so many micronutrients, minerals, all the good things in the seaweed. I don't think it matters whether it's going around the circumference of your plant. As long as you've got some in there, I'm sure it's delivering a ton of nutrients, as well as helping with water retention, which is one of the main goals of mulching plants with almost anything, is to help retain water. The next method I am going to show you is very simple, quick, and easy. This is just simply to add seaweed directly to your compost bin. Quick, easy, done deal. Don't have to worry about it. The seaweed will break down with all of your other goodies in the compost bin and turn into absolutely gorgeous black soil. The seaweed will break down and turn into very amazing fertilizer for your garden with all the other goodness in your compost bin. The last method I'm going to show you is actually my favorite out of all 3 methods, and that is directly adding the seaweed to your flower bed or your garden bed, whatever you're going to be amending. And this is how I like to do it. So here is the hole that I dug into my vegetable bed, and I have some raw kitchen waste, vegetable scraps, eggshells, all the things. I have some dried yard waste material, nice and dry, weeds, leaves, grasses. And then I have some nice and moist, freshly rinsed seaweed. And now I am just going to cover it with some dirt. I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit about how you can use seaweed in your own garden. Maybe this will inspire you to go and do a little harvesting on the beach this fall. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good day.